Just a spectacular afternoon for football here in the Tar Heel state of North Carolina as EA Sports welcomes you inside Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New Orleans Saints and the Carolina Panthers. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
Here we go.
17-yard line.
$50. 56. Hey. Gun. Get away with it. Month's 56. Month's 56. Come on.
On first down, Newton. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 16 yards on the game's first play and a quick first down.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. The Panthers have the first. It's a gain of 12. Well, no slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays back-to-back.
I love the momentum that they're showing here early because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball on first down for a nice chunk of yardage. Came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they got the defense set back on their heels. Let's see if they can keep this moving.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Check.
Now a first carry for Daniel Pumphrey. And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Following the pickup of 4, here's second and 6.
Here we go. 8, 6.
Newton going to hand it off to McCaffrey. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. That one a first down pickup of 8.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Now it's Newton. Escaping the pressure right. He's got the first down here inside the 30. It's a Carolina first down on a gain of 16. So an instance there of Cam being Cam. We know he can use his legs.
And with that big body, it's hard to get him down, even if you get a clear shot on him. Plus, he moves it a lot faster than what people think. And boy, does he have fun playing the game of football.
A first carry now for Alex Collins. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's second and 11.
Great. He's checking crack.
They'll try the air now with Newton. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 14.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, it was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
At the 15-yard line.
Mike Fair. 180. Watch one. Shoot.
Another run, this time McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. A gain of 13, it's a first down. The impressive opening drive continues and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
Right here. Check three. Hey!
Trying to punch it in with Collins. And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. Alex Collins, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Extra point try good by Gano. And that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Now Jackson apparently a little unsure of things, so he'll call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They go play action now. Jackson. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. K1 short with a sack. That's 315 pounds of man right there.
Second down.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Here's Jackson to throw. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
58 to Mike. 58 to Mike. Oh, here we go. Oh, 58 to Mike. 58 to Mike.
From the gun, it's Jackson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Eric Reed. And he will bring this one back. It's a pick six from Panther touchdown. Now this defense looking like they have come to play the pick six, and just like that, it's 13-0 early on.
Well, go back with me to our training camp visits. What do we hear during these drills? Pass. Ball's in the air.
And then my favorite.
Oski. That's the interception. That means everybody finds someone to block them legally, stay on your feet, and they get it done. Touchdown.
This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
First down, New Orleans.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 46. Now it's Jackson. And he fires one incomplete.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead going to an opposite color jersey.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
They'll run. This is Kamara. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The Saints with the football here to begin quarter number 2. They're on the march, but facing a 3rd down here. Jackson from the shotgun. That's complete to Meredith. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. 7 yards on the quick slant and a first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Jackson now. Throw left side, taken in by Meredith. Too far downfield, something those linemen have to watch out for, and that time it costs them.
Let's go. 54. Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, D.
Following the penalty, it's Kamara. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be a 2nd and long.
17 at the 42-yard line.
Ricky. 58, come on. 58, come on. Get your swerve on. 58 to Mike, 58 to Mike.
Throwing is Jackson. Flushed out right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Brian Burns. He's the culprit, dropping him for a 2-yard loss.
3rd down. 3rd and long.
And now they're looking for 19 yards here on 3rd down following 2 negative plays. From the gun, Jackson. And he goes goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 24-yard line.
And the Saints first down.
Check, check, watch 54, watch 54. I'm coming after you.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys to continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind them. So some quick passes could work as well.
Now a pass dumped off to his running back. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming. Really in a hole here, 3rd and 17, following the 2 negative plays.
56 to Mike, boy, 56. Check 56. Man, I got you. Man, I got you. Play 56.
From the gun, Jackson. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. The man wreaking havoc there, Gerald McCoy, the D tackle.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. Now, that's something of a pick-me-up. The offense certainly has struggled, but they do get the field goal before half to put 3 on the board.
Yeah, you don't want to be shut out, but let's face it, those 3 points, that's not going to solve all their problems either.
Come on, baby. Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior, big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
Check tight. Check tight. Check 26. Check 26. 8. 8. Let's go.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
It's 3rd down and 5.
We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
56. Mike's 50.
From the gun on 3rd down, Newton. He's got a man on the crossing route. That's Moore. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. So on 4th down, kicking it away here, Michael Pilardi. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On 4th down, the Panthers send out Michael Pilardi to kick it away. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. This is taken at the 23. Just a 30-yard punt that time. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Our first update now comes from Atlanta. The Broncos, they're continuing to pour it on. And we'll try and keep you updated on those events and others around the league as we continue through this one. Now the Georgia Southern Band. This is Jerick McKinnon. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
It's a party now. It's a party now.
Here's Jackson. It's caught right side by Daniels. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down.
And that's when it's fun to play defense. When you're able to diagnose a play right from the beginning, get all your guys to the football, and spill the play, that's when you have a lot of fun playing on that side of the ball.
The Saints on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. Call that one an even 60 yards, 6-0. And the Panthers will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. You're under 30 seconds to go. Field position not great. Time to call it a half, wouldn't you say?
Well, you know we all have that little extra gene that says let's push the envelope a little bit, right? What needs to be going through the play caller's mind right now, a potential fumbled snap that can get returned, a strip sack that can get returned, right? Any of those types of plays, that should be a deterrent to calling something that could get you in big trouble.
Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
Let's go! Let's go!
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field.
A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it, and they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Mike, that's it. 180. Run it. 2 times, 2 times. Alert, alert. 3 down, 3 down. Rush in, rush in. 8, 8. Watch twist, watch twist, watch twist. Twist, twist.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Saints 42-yard line.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
Watch QB drop. Watch QB drop.
Here's Collins. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Watch the slats. Watch the slats. SOS, SOS, SOS. SOS, SOS, SOS.
Now a give to Collins. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Hey! Check 59. Mike is 59.
On 2nd and 9, Newton. That's Samuel, caught left side. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down.
Depth chart. Enter F R R R D selected. Slot 2. Ray selected. Slot 2. Slot. Selected. Ray selected. DT selected. Slot 2. Slot 1. Slot 4. Slot 3. Ray selected. Slot. Entering in slot. Slot 2.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection. Newton will bring him up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. Now with toss, this is McCaffrey. Dances by him. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Here we go. 20.
Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Ready? 180. Gun. All day, just like that. Mike, check 59. Come to my world. We want 8.
Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. And it's caught. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Curtis Samuel, his 1st touchdown on the year. And the Panthers, they widen their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he will take it back only to about the 13-yard line here.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happened. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards. It moves the sticks.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. They go play action with Jackson. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Gerald McCoy picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
That's his second sack of the game, and the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
After the sack on first down, Jackson eluding the pressure right. Rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A big pickup of 38.
That's something we have not seen him do to this point, and that's take the ball, tuck it, and run.
Exactly right. His first carry of the game. I guess he picked a good time to do it.
He certainly did. Not only did he have the element of surprise, he's making sure he's judicious in taking off.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Jackson. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Gerald McCoy able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. On the counter, here's Kamara. Only 2 yards on the pickup there, and now they're looking at a long 3rd down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. To throw is Jackson. Hard throw, incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Check the call, check the call. 58, right over there, yeah. Right there. I got you, boy. 58's the money. 58's the money.
They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. He'll let this go for the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Alvin Kamara, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Saints get a bit closer. Extra point was hooking, but he does make it through. And it makes the score 21-10. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. So that one will be accepted.
Let's go, let's do it.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
That hold coming from the middle of the line, the center.
And it's difficult for him because sometimes you've got people right over you, and as soon as you snap it, trying to get your hands up and block them, you can be a little bit late getting it done.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Now let's see who this is on. They've done a good job on these receivers, pretty much held them in check. They're a little too close for comfort.
And you're always looking for a play to get you going, right? You're looking for someone to make one. But maybe this penalty, this pass interference call, that can help shake them loose.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. And we're back now in Charlotte. It's the Panthers out in front and in control of the football.
Entering coaching screen depth chart and selected. Ray selected. Slot. Slot 1. DT selected. Slot 2. Slot 3. Slot 1. Slot 2. Slot 1. Slot 2. Slot 3. Entering coach. Entering cancel pop-up waiting for your here to resume online game. Cancel.
Gun. Okay, double up. White 56, what's up? I'm coming for you, son.
From the 50, Newton. Throw right side is going to be caught by Samuel. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 32-yard line.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Newton will bring him up first and 10, and he's completed all 7 of his passes thus far. They run with Pumphrey. And only able to get 2 here, stopped at the 30. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
They'll run with McCaffrey. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves them with 3rd and 5.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Out of the gun, Newton. And he finds a man. It's Olsen. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 15-yard line.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
So frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here, down late, tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
Under 4 to play now. Clock running, 3rd down. They'll try and run forward with Collins. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through, and that will get the lead up to 14. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still 8 up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right?
Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. K1 short, able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Now it's Jackson. He's got a man. That's caught left sideline. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. Jackson now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
58, boy, 58, 58, Mike. Here we go. 58, right over there, yeah, Mike, 58.
To throw is Jackson. From the gun, he'll throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And incomplete there, almost picked off. That's one you maybe expect your roaming free safety to come up with. But it's 2nd down. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
He can't hang.
Jackson now throwing again. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. K1 short, getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Third and 20, and no surprise the defense in the dime. Jackson. And a pressure gets to him again. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Here's Jackson throwing on 4th down. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Panthers are going to get it back in excellent field position. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Trying to get to the outside. This is McCaffrey. McCaffrey with a first down and more. Touchdown, Carolina! Christian McCaffrey, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Panthers, they widen their lead.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. 15 yards on the play, first down. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Now Jackson. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. K1 short in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. Jackson. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and 13. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
The Saints on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is going to be 3rd and 13. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Gerald McCoy in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. The offense going to stay out there. They've converted once, failed once. What can they do here on 4th down? Well, that one sailed a bit, but the catch is still made. So this one is over. A victory for Carolina. And when you break it down, this was just a thoroughly dominating performance.
And I truly thought that we'd have a tight game coming into this one. I think you felt the same way based on our conversation after the production meeting. But obviously not the case. And how about just how it broke open? You just all of a sudden, whoosh, there it is. This thing is pretty much done. And the crowd stayed with it to celebrate because they're like, let's enjoy watching our team play this well. This is fun.
So for the Panthers, they move a step closer to 500 as their record improves to 2-3. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.
Post-game report player stats.
And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.
Finish game. Entering XP feedback screen you have to. Entering player upgrades screen you have to. Entering franchise team adjust line. Schedule options. Options you have two options. League settings is selected. Super injury option is set. Injury option is set to off. Entering franchise league member team adjust things. You got advance, improve, advance things to force advance. Team schedule options you have two options. League settings is selected. Injury option is set to on. Entering franchise league members you have things option league news.